Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're gonna create EC2 instance. We're gonna create IAM profile and attach it to the instance. Also, I'm gonna show you how to connect that instance to SSM service and how to SSH into that instance and prerequisites that we need for EC2 instance to report into SSM. So let's start first with creating IAM profile policy. So we're gonna go into IAM service. We're gonna click on the left side on the roles. We're gonna click create role. We're gonna choose service or use case. In this case, it's EC2. We're gonna attach to this role AWS managed policy called Amazon SSM Managed Instance Core, as this policy is good enough for EC2 to be managed by SSM. I'm gonna click next. We're gonna give it name EC2-SSM-test. I'm gonna click create role and role is created. Now let's move into EC2 service, what I already have open in another tab. We're gonna click on AMIs. We can here look for the public AMI, or it's a little bit easier if you click on AMI catalog, because I already know what image do I need. So I'm gonna use Amazon Linux 2023. Make sure that it's 64-bit. So I'm gonna select this one and I'm gonna click launch instance. We're gonna call it test SSM EC2. For instance type, we're gonna use this T3 micro, that's free tier eligible. For the key pair, I don't have any created right now. I can create it at this time, or I can just say proceed without key pair. For network, I'm gonna select proper VPC. That's my test VPC. I have only one subnet. We're gonna keep auto assign public IP enabled. We're gonna create new security group and we're gonna call it test security group. Let's keep it lowercase. And for inbound rule, I will just enable SSH and I'll say from my IP. I don't wanna expose it to the world. This screen we're gonna leave it default. For the volume, we're gonna click here on advanced. And what I wanna do here, I wanna attach my profile that I just created. Everything else pretty much we can leave default. For metadata we can do v2 only, that's secure one. And we can say 3 hop limit. Allow tags in metadata we can disable that. I'm not gonna use it. And we can click launch instance. Okay, so there's error. Security group already exists for VPC, so we can go back and edit. Let's give it a different name. Let's call it test SSM EC2. And launch instance. Okay, so we can see that instance is initializing. We can see that we have a role attached to it. And now we can move into SSM service that I have already opened on other tab. So on the left side, we're gonna select Fleet Manager. And eventually our instance that we just created should show up here. We're gonna give it like a few minutes to boot up and start SSM agent. So requirements for instance to report into SSM service is to have SSM agent installed on a server. This AMI, it's Amazon AMI, and already has SSM agent by default installed. My VPC has IGW, Internet Gateway, attached to it, so my instance has public IP and has access to the internet. And third, I gave it permission to connect to SSM, attaching this role with proper policy. Okay, now we have our instance passed all checks. We can see status, system status, instance status check, EBS. So it's initialized, all checks are passed. So let's go back to manage nodes. And we can see our test instance now. It's reporting into SSM or System Manager service. So now we can select instance, and in node actions we can connect and say start terminal session. Okay, let's see if we have sudo access. Yeah, we have sudo access, and we can see our volume. So just to summarize one more time, for instance, for EC2 instance to report into SSM service, we need SSM agent that's by default installed on Amazon published AMIs, like Amazon Linux, Windows, AMIs too. We need internet access, so instance need to have internet access with proper VPC, subnet, route table, and internet gateway. And we need to have proper instance profile attached IAM role to the instance with permissions to access to SSM. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.